Hey guys, so today I want to talk to you about campaigns and I want to debunk probably the biggest myth around managing campaigns in Salesforce. So the biggest misconception or the biggest myth is that the campaigns feature in Salesforce, A, that it's only for marketing people, and B, that it only has to do with email campaigns. Both of those are completely false. What do I mean by that? A campaign is way more than email marketing. Yes, you can absolutely use the campaigns feature in Salesforce to track your email marketing initiatives, your newsletters, your new product launches, inviting people to different events, things like that. You can absolutely use, use the campaigns feature for that. However, the campaigns feature can also be used. Let's make believe for a minute that there is no such thing as email. We're not distributing emails whatsoever. If I'm in sales and I will be visiting some of my clients and some of my customers and prospects in the Dallas area, and I want to be able to identify and group together those customers and prospects that I want to reach out to, that I want to visit in my upcoming trip to Dallas. How do I go about doing that? Well, if you're using the campaigns feature, you can actually create a campaign. Let's call it the Dallas November 2017 campaign. I can actually identify, I can pull from the database all of the prospects and all the customers that I want to meet. I can track the status of whether or not I reached out to them, whether or not they're interested in meeting, whether or not they just hung up on me and they're not interested whatsoever. I can also track whether or not I actually met with them once I go and I do the trip. And after you do that, you can actually track the opportunities. By linking the opportunities, you can track the ROI of the deals and the revenue that was brought in from my trip to Dallas. So if I'm in sales and I'm going to Dallas in a couple of weeks to visit a bunch of customers and prospects, and my boss thinks that it's a waste of time and a waste of money, for me as a sales rep, it is imperative for me to use this feature in Salesforce so that I can track not only the progress and for me to organize who is it that I'm meeting with, who said yes, who said no. So even once I'm there, I can easily group together and report off of, even for myself, who is it that I'm supposed to meet with, who agreed to meet with me. But even after the trip, whether it's 2 months later, 6 months later, to track all of the opportunities that were generated from it and to link those opportunities to my trip so that this way the next time I want to go to Dallas and I turn to my boss and say, hey, I'd like to go to Dallas. My boss says, yeah, we don't have time for that. We don't have money for that. And last time you went, I don't think we brought in anything from it. Well, if I'm in sales, this is going to give me the substantive, the quantifiable ROI by tracking the exact dollars. I'm like, no, wait a minute. I can look in Salesforce. I can look at the campaign. I could see all of the opportunities that were generated off it. I could turn back to my boss and say, guess what? I brought in 300 grand from that one trip. How much is that trip costing you? $5,000 to send me for the week? So campaigns can be used. Forget about emails for a minute. It can also be used for calling campaigns. It could be used to keep track of who you're inviting to webinars, to trade shows, who you're meeting at networking events, the people that stop by your booth at a trade show. All of those leads should not only get entered in Salesforce as leads, but they should automatically be linked to that particular campaign, that trade show in which you met them. So that this way, next time you, whether you're in sales or in marketing, doesn't matter, next time you're thinking about investing in another trade show or doing the same trade show again, this way you have the opportunity to track the exact metrics of how successful was it last time we did this. If you want to learn more about how to use the campaigns feature, whether you're in sales or marketing or any other role within the organization, to track your marketing initiatives with your customers and prospects, I encourage you to join. I am starting a live Salesforce bootcamp. Go to live.brainy8.com. We're going to meet once a week live for 8 weeks. Each week, we're going to cover a different unit. We're going to start with navigating Salesforce. Leads. What are leads? How do we work with leads? How do we convert leads? What happens when we find duplicate leads? How do we merge those leads? Contacts and accounts. We're going to be talking about campaigns. We're going to be talking about opportunities. How do we link those opportunities to campaigns? We're going to be talking about cases. We're going to be talking about how to collaborate with Chatter. I'm going to teach you how to build your own reports and dashboards. You don't have to rely on anyone else in order to pull all of the lists of customers, of prospects, of your pipeline. I can teach you how to do it. And by the way, if you're going to tell me that you don't have access to do that today in Salesforce anyhow, well, I'm going to tell you that first thing you're going to learn how to do in the bootcamp is I'm going to teach you how you can get your own free developer edition of Salesforce for training purposes, for learning purposes. So this is your playground where all of the features are opened up to you. So you can follow along and do everything that I'm teaching you and then turn back within your organization to your Salesforce admin or to your manager and say, hey, how come I don't have these features opened up to me? I know how to use it and it's going to help me tremendously. And you can start making the case to open up those features for you, and you will be working far more efficiently, whether you're in sales, marketing, customer service, doesn't matter, in Salesforce. Again, the website is live.brainy8.com. Enrollments are open now. They're going to close because spots are being taken up quickly. Each class is only going to have 20 people in each class. I'm purposely keeping the classes small because I want to be able to have the interactive live type of dialogue. I want to be able to answer all of your questions. Go to live.brainy8.com and you'll see all of the details. Hit me up if you have any questions, and I'll talk to you soon.